keep forgetting to turn the recording stuff on the stream computer. It's never good. Alright, so yeah, we're starting off today. We're heading back, going to gonna go get my science vessel again. Next track. There we go. Ransom, if you said something, I did not see it at all. Twitch does have a limit. If it is over a certain size, it won't actually post the thing. Oh, the Discord stuff. Yeah, that don't worry about. Do not worry about that at all, dude. That's fine. I thought you meant actually in Twitch chat. Because that is a thing that can sometimes be a little bit annoying on Twitch chat, is sometimes if the thing is too long, it will not let it post. Eject cargo? Actually, you know what? No, just get rid of it. Go away. Don't need that. Distance to Earth?
68.6 light years from Earth.
Distance to Merope?
381.6 light years from Merope.
Yeah, keep it simple, stupid. The KISS acronym, yep. But yeah, I mean, the thing on Discord, dude, don't worry about that at all. I try to... See, that's another problem, is I don't know if... I remember reading it. Did I ever reply to it? Because now I'm thinking I didn't reply because I've been trying this last day, trying to get back on a sleep schedule. I think I might have not replied. So that might have been the problem with that. I'll have to look at it again then. Look at it again. Alright, let's see here. I kind of... Like, we used to be able to target that set filter thing when you were charging up. Don't know why that was a thing. That got changed. Set station filter. There we go. Dolphin named Gravity Wave. Yeah, I really am not used to seeing... I've gotten so used to the Phantom and its side windows that this one actually feels a little bit more restrictive on view out the side windows than the Phantom does. Also, I kind of miss my red trim. Red trim with the carbon fiber. Yeah, I'm definitely gonna if you guys haven't been following my Twitter, pretty much this morning my 3D printer burned up. The main board started smoking real heavily, and I cut power to it and disconnected it from everything. So, no fire, but it was smoking pretty heavily. I think the board's gone. So I'll probably have to replace that in the future. Probably try to do another stream with that, but that was a bit irritating because I was trying to work on some stuff, try to get some things made this morning, and then that happened. So, a little bit annoying. But it is one of those things. I wanted to try to get some different control boards, get different power supply and all that kind of thing, and try running a 24 volt setup rather than a 12 volt. That way I get like faster bed heating and all that kind of thing. But yeah, it looks like I'm doing that sooner rather than later. Alright, right up front, nice. Okay, before I change this ship out, one thing I am going to do is I'm going to change out these engine colors. Because that is the one thing I don't like about the Crate 2, is these big, bright orange... It's like an orangish pink thruster. I like the blue ones that are default on a lot of the other ships. So I am going to change the engine color. Landing gear. Well, it's... yeah, I mean, this ship has the orange reverse thrusters by default. That's not an engine tint, that's just what it comes with, so I'm going to be using an engine tint to turn it back to blue. Or... actually, no, white, I think is what I did.
Docking successful. Perform landing checklist.
So...
Station services are at your disposal.
yeah. So I'm going to do that before I switch the ships themselves. Yeah, and it's an odd thing. There's like the majority of all the ships in Elite all have blue reverse and blue thrusters by default, but only, I believe, the Crate Mark II and the Mamba have a different color reverse thruster than all the other ships. It's a really odd thing. I'm not sure why. Alright, so let's see. Engine detailing. Yeah, I'm going to turn this one white. I think that's what I had with the my other Crate 2. And Dietrich, good morning. How are you doing today? Alright, so, shipyard. And the fish. Yeah, the Mamba also, again, it's not the blue like all the other ships have. Now this ship, now I've got to double check. I think I have an engine color mod, but it's off 99% of the time. I have it so I can turn it white, but I actually like the default blue. Let me double check it though. Yeah, see, I've got it so I can turn everything white, but it's not on 99% of the time. Same thing with the engines or the weapons, I should say. With the weapons, same deal. All right, now I've got to do a double check here. Make sure nothing is in the wrong spots. Vehicle hangar and fuel scoop are in number 5. Good. Yeah, we're fine. Yeah, Dietrich, hopefully so. Target Merope. Alright, so we're going to do this via visited only. Cool.
Landing restraints lifted. You are go for departure.
Commander Washburn, good morning. How are you doing today? But yeah, I mean, like I said, when the board on the 3D printer died, I mean, again, I was planning on getting a new board anyway. I was planning on getting a new power supply. I had already done safety stuff on the power supply because a lot of people talked about how the power supply by default is prone to catching fire. And I did a little bit more research into that one, and it was because of the capacitor. So I did change out all the capacitors on it. So I had done things necessary to make sure those didn't catch on fire. But, yeah, ended up being that the board itself caught fire and, well, not fire, but it burnt a lot of stuff. Which 3D printer? The 3D printer I have is a cheap Chinese knockoff of an ANET A8, which itself is like a cheap version of, you know, most every other printer. So, where'd I get my keypad from? PSVR Elite. This is something that Kinesis Gaming contacted me a few months ago, and they wanted to do a hardware sponsorship. So they sent me this this keyboard. In fact, hold on a minute. Yes, I do have the Larson scanner effect going on with the back and forth thing. Its kind of claim to fame is that it is the first split mechanical RGB keyboard ever. I think there has been split mechanical keyboards, but none of them have had full RGB functionality. So that's like it's the first in the entire market that does that. Dietrich, it is currently 2 degrees Fahrenheit here. I'm sorry, no. 2 degrees Celsius here. 2 to Fahrenheit?
36 degrees.
So 36 Fahrenheit where I am. Yeah, it's slightly chilly there. Yeah, TG, I mean, my big thing is that I bought the printer for, I think it was $150 total. And I bought it knowing that when I was getting it, it was going to be something that it was going to need tweaking. So, I have no problem with tweaking stuff. I mean, I actually was hoping to do that, because for me, the more that I have to dig into something and figure out how it works, I learn more about it.
3D printer bits tongue.
Oh, and Go Glue, dude, thank you very much for those bits, man. Thank you very much. Appreciate that. Oh, see, now I want some hot chocolate, too. But, I mean, this is, again, it's one of those things. I knew that I was getting a project to start with, so it burned out. I'm gonna rewire some things. I'm gonna redo a bunch of stuff on it, learn from it, make it better, continue on, right? So, yeah, I mean, that's the way I'm looking at it. It's gonna be an ongoing project. Kinda sucks, because I was hoping to do some more 3D printing stuff, because I was trying to build the new headset deal, the whole earphones and all that kind of thing, and kind of hard to do that now, but yeah. Distance to Merope?
200.3 light years from Merope.
Alright, so probably 2 more jumps before we get into Thargoid space? For 200 and something. Yeah, we need 2 more jumps. Because that will not get us within the 150 light year sphere. Kinda curious, is there anybody in chat that knows how to write a script for Blender, the 3D modeling program? A Macubus, that's what I'm really thinking of doing. There's a couple problems. If I build my own Halo... Oh, I mean... If I design it to even use the standard Oculus Rift foam, that would be amazing. And James87, the Craft Boy, thank you very much for the follow, dude. Appreciate that. Did my alerts actually play? I saw the thing, but did you guys hear the alert? Blender and you have a hate-hate relationship. See, my problem is I'm trying to figure out because I've got all the data. I'm trying to figure out a way to import all of my systems I've had interdictions with and plot not only starter system I was going to. Oh, do not fall off the table. I saw the thing start moving there. I mean, that's one of the big things is that my spreadsheet, I've been recording X, Y, and Z coordinates of everything, so I have that. What I need the script to do is then place a sphere at every single one of those and color coordinate it 2 different colors so I know this is start, this is end, and then what I would like to do is have it render a cone or something going from the one system to the other, kind of like an arrow getting smaller. So visually, when I look at it, I can see where the arrows are pointing, right? That's the kind of, it's that last bit that I'm struggling with. Like, I have in the past been able to render spheres. I don't know how to render the thing going from one place to the other. And James the Craft Boy, dude, thank you very much for that host as well, man. I appreciate that. All right, so. But yeah, again, guys, like I said, I've got a doctor's appointment later today that I have to get to because it's one of those appointments that I already waited 3 weeks to try to get it. Then it got canceled last week because of the bad weather that was coming through. So, yeah, I've been waiting a month for this appointment, so I really need to go to it. Distance to Merope?
159.9
All right, there we go.
from Merope.
Well, random sum. I mean, even if it was this is XYZ of this place, XYZ of this place, place an object between those two and angle it. If I have to, I'll manually go in and angle everything. But God, it's so irritating. I'd rather have some kind of automated script that did it instead. Distance to Merope.
118.4 light years from Merope.
Alright, so we are now 118 light years. Now we are going to switch to not visited systems and eco mode. Alright, so now instead of going to Merope itself, though, I am going to go to the area that I have had a ton of hyperdictions in, though. So let's go to Strue's Lost Sector. I haven't been there in a while. Oh, Go Glue. Yeah, now that I've thought about that, I've now got to... I'm looking at my print bed. And yeah, I mean, I think the print bed would be able to do the Halo thing properly. My only worry now is... Because, I mean, the thing is that with this headset, I'm pretty sure that this is like one singular piece. And then when it goes into this bit, that's where it's got the little thing where the two pieces intertwine, and they've got the little grip thing where it will pull them together or loosen them evenly on both sides to do that kind of weird head strap, right? So I'm wondering if I can print this and then do a more aggressive curve on the inside, and then later on, after figuring out, the proper links, the final version won't have that big long thing, but that more aggressive curve, I could then, when the print is done, heat it up and bring it back out to make it physically larger than the actual print bed is. I mean, again, I don't know. Knowing me, I would end up doing the entire head strap in aluminum, just to... something that I could go to Home Depot and get aluminum and then bend it, do a curve or something like that. I don't know. For you, the problem with Blender starts with the mouse, continues to getting confused at where is what, ends up not knowing what I even do. Macubus, okay, so let me explain something weird with Blender and the way that the mouse works. I know this because I've got one of these Blender for Dummies books, which it's yellow, but for some reason the thing's vanishing. The way that they explain the way that the use of the mouse is that Blender was designed from the ground up to be a program that you could pump out professional graphics relatively quick, okay? And it's like, for example, it was made so like news agencies could make a quick graphic for the evening news, something real fast, 3D, animate it, put it on air, and good to go. And because they were planning on people to use it a lot, they were doing a lot of stuff to make it so you're using all your fingers. So there's a lot of right-clicking to select things. There's also a lot of middle mouse button for camera control and everything like that. It's supposed to ease, like, you're not always clicking with this finger all the time, so you don't get carpal tunnel and stuff like that. So that's why they've got a lot of the shortcut keys and all that kind of thing the way that they do. I mean, it is definitely a program that a lot of people struggle with, but yeah, once you start understanding why it's that way, it starts making a lot more sense on how things are. And that's my problem, is that because I learned Blender first, I struggle with all the other programs now. Heck, even when I go from Blender into Planet Coaster or Planet Zoo, I struggle with those games because the camera is slightly different than the way the camera in Blender is. So it always throws me off when I go to any other kind of game that uses mouse-controlled cameras. It's super odd. Just swap the select mouse buttons. There is an option to do that too. It's just the default ones are just to try to lessen like carpal tunnel and everything. Alright, let's see here. We've got our gas giants and all our moons. System check. It definitely is a thing. Like, if you want to learn Blender, you have to sit down with the express goal of, I am going to learn this. It helps to, like, Blender Cookie is a good website that has some stuff. The problem with Blender Cookie now is simply the newest version of Blender has completely changed its UI. So I'm still struggling with the newest version of Blender. I don't know where everything is anymore, so I've got to, like, relearn it as well. We might even do that one day, is just do a Blender stream and try to learn the new one. So, yeah. It's definitely a thing. Well, no, see, my problem is that because I knew the old one, I don't know where anything... because I knew the old one, I don't know where anything is on the new stuff. So that's the part that really messes me up. It's like, for example, last time I was in Europe, I rented a car, and the car... I mean, again, my car is a 1997, okay? My car does not have a bunch of electronic crap in the car, right? The car that I rented had all this crazy stuff that it could do with its stereo and all that kind of thing. The part that threw me off the most with the car that I rented when I was in the UK last was that I absolutely hate it. It was a thing to center the car in the lane. It was a Volkswagen diesel SUV thing. I don't know what it is, but I absolutely hated the fact that it kept trying to put itself in the middle of the lane. I don't know if it was a Touareg. I don't think so.
System scan complete.
I don't think it was. It might have been. all I know is that I'm going down the road, and it suddenly, like, the steering wheel then moves on my hands. I'm like, what the hell is this? And I was, like, doing everything I could to, like, turn that crap off, because I absolutely hated that. Do I have any problems? Did I have any problem going from the Rift to the Rift S software-wise? Go Glue, none at all, dude. I pretty much unplugged my Rift CV1, plugged in the Rift S, did the startup thing, and that was it. I have had, over the last 3 days, however, my thing has kept trying to do a area reset, like it's getting confused or something. I've been having to, like, reset where my ground is and all that kind of thing. I don't know why, but that's only been happening the last 3 days, and I haven't had an Oculus update or anything like that. Oculus, that's the kind of stuff that I don't like. See, I mean, I pride myself in being able to drive a car, okay? And I like knowing that I am in control of the vehicle, right? And I can understand if there is a control where the car senses that there's a car braking in front of me and it can react quicker than I can with my brakes, but at the same time, I try to look ahead, judge if there's a thing, and if I see that something's getting bad, I try to place myself where I'm not in an area to get into a wreck. Does that kind of make sense, right? So when the car starts taking control of the steering wheel and doing things on its own, I really do not like that. It might have, Jack Smurrow, it might have been the Taigon. It might have been that thing. I believe that was it. I'm aware of the Touareg, and I don't think it was a Touareg. But it did start with a T, so I have a feeling it was that other one. So... I mean, I'm trying to think now. I have been driving since I was 17 years old. I'm 37 now, so... Or 36, I'll be... Oh, yeah, I'm 36. So... Roughly 19 years. And during my 19 years of driving, I have never gotten into an automobile accident. I have spun my car twice. Both times in icy conditions. And it wasn't like a complete, like, 360, it was more of a, kind of a... It was like a 5-mile-per-hour spin, and the slide just kept going. So... yeah. Both times when I had those spins, I was driving on ice with all-season tires, which, to be honest, are not all-season. They're slightly more grippy in colder temperatures than summer tires, right? So yeah, that was entirely my fault. Ever since I've had proper winter tires, oh my god, that makes such a big difference. And Kuruma, yes. Need a Volkswagen with voice attack. If they had... A funny thing with that, I have been looking at car PCs, to install in my car to run my engine computer off of that laptop in the car or something. I mean, right now I just plug my laptop into it. I've actually been looking at a kit on Amazon. It's a little Raspberry Pi thing. Pretty much, it would be a thing that would... The entire purpose of it is it would sit in my car, connect to my ECU, do all the data telemetry, and its purpose would be, when I get home, when I stop the car, it stays booted for the next couple minutes while it connects to Dropbox with the local Wi-Fi and downloads my telemetry to Dropbox. That would be pretty much it. There you are, planets. Which, ooh, yeah, I did a little bit of tuning over the last couple days. I've been doing, just trying to gather a bunch of data for my car. And one of the things that I did was I used a bunch of data to do a bunch of calibration for my, my, the IAC valve, the intake, air controller valve. Pretty much, it's a little valve that opens and closes rapidly, and if it opens and stays open for longer periods, it allows more air in. And pretty much, it's a thing to control the idle speed. And I've been doing a lot of PID tuning
System scan complete.
and a bunch of other stuff like that. Studs or ditch? Yeah, I mean, the thing is that, at least in most places here in the U.S., you're not allowed to run studded tires because they tear up the roads. The only places that I have ever lived in that allowed studded tires was only during certain months in Minnesota. That was about it, but it was, again, only during certain months when it was guaranteed snow and ice everywhere, and they didn't want you to drive on certain roads with it because they wanted to keep... Because, again, I mean, studded tires will rip up certain roads. But, yeah. And Nano Ninja, what's up, dude? How you doing this morning? And Kuruma, I don't know if I forgot if I replied to you, but yes, starting a little bit early this morning. I've got a doctor's appointment later today, so I wanted to make sure I got some kind of stream in. I didn't stream at all yesterday because I've just been really horribly bad sleep pattern.
System scan complete.
Nope, there's no planets here. Yeah, see, Jacksmar, but that's the thing, though, is that, with something like that, that's what's poking me in the eyeball. With that, local governments are the ones that the money goes into the roads, and yeah, it's just, yeah, they don't want to be sitting there and having to repave roads constantly. It's a lot of money wasted on doing that. I know, again, in Minnesota, where my grandparents live, what is poking me in the eyeball? Where my grandparents live, it is very rural, so most of the roads are actually dirt roads, which, I mean, it's kind of hard to damage a dirt road. If you mess up the dirt road, you come in with a grader and regrade it, and it's flat again, so... I mean, it's not super, super difficult to do that, but, again, because of that, they allow a lot more studs, but, again, they don't really want you driving the studded tires on the highways, because the highways, they do run, snow plows and all that kind of thing, and, yeah, they'd just tear the highways up if they did that. Alright. Lots of moons. 33 bodies total in the system. Come on, planets. There we go. In Minnesota, yeah, they salt the living hell out of everything. I did not, like, here's the crazy thing, is here in Utah, the county that I live in, they do not salt the roads at all. However, they have a really efficient snowplow system, and the roads are actually really, really nice. So when the snowplows come in and plow everything, it usually gets everything well, and it doesn't really damage the roads that much. In Minnesota, because a lot of the highways are this kind of grooved thing, yeah, like they do this salt stuff, and yeah, rust is a really bad problem there during the winter. Where my grandparents live, rust is a really bad problem during the summer too, because again, dirt roads, they spray this stuff on the road that keeps the road from getting really dusty when someone drives on it, but it's super corrosive. So it's one of those really nasty things. Like, when they spray this stuff on the road, don't drive on that road for at least the next 3 hours to let it dry, and it makes the dirt real compact and everything. But if you have to drive on it within that 3-hour period, make sure that you're washing the undercarriage of your car really, really well to get all that crap off of it. Otherwise, if you went and buy a brand new vehicle and you got that corrosive stuff on it, it will be rusty in a month. It's horrible stuff. Kills the undercarriage of vehicles. Super irritating. Yeah, button push. I mean, the thing is with that, I know, like, in the upper Midwest, it's one of those things, like, when you have different government agencies doing their own thing rather than coordinating with each other, you end up having problems. And Gabby Man, good morning. How are you doing today? The problem with that is you end up having the road crews that pave the roads do one thing, and what might be fastest or most efficient for them ends up becoming a problem in wintertime, right? So, like, for example, one of the problems that Minnesota has is that they build all the roads with a crown, okay? And it makes sense. It's designed to be, because you get a lot of rain there, you get a lot of snow and everything. It's designed so when you get water on the road, because the road is a crown, the water drains off the road onto the side, and it makes sense. The problem is that come wintertime, when you have a snowplow, which is a flat blade, and you have a road that is a slight curve, well, if you put the flat blade, no matter how you put it down on the road, you're going to touch the road in one spot. You're going to have the entire weight of the road, or the entire weight of the blade, pushing down on that one groove on the road. It tears that groove up, and then it doesn't get anything else on the road. And then you got to come in with more snowplows to get the different edges of that curve, and then it just ends up, you just end up ruining the road all the time. Versus here in Utah, they build all the roads completely flat, but the entire road is at a slight angle. But what they do is they'll go like a quarter of a mile angled this way, and then a quarter of a mile angled this way, and then a quarter of a mile angled this way. So the road's constantly doing this. So it drains off evenly over a long period of time, but the road is flat. And that allows them to put the blade down, and it scrapes the entire road, and it doesn't damage the road because you got the entire blade spread out over a larger area. So it's one of those things, like they kind of planned ahead for wintertime here. And again, side effect is, because the roads don't get as damaged, the roads can go a lot longer before they have to be repaired, therefore saving money. Because again, thinking ahead. So it's one of those things. You got to have the government agencies talking to each other for that kind of thing. It's really frustrating. And Keith, thank you very much for the resub, dude. How are you doing today? Sorry I took a little bit to reply to that one. I had to get that thought process out before I forgot. But thank you very much for that, man. Oh yeah, Venom Cosmos, yeah. It's always something like that. It's super frustrating sometimes. Or all the time. I remember one time, growing up in North Carolina. For people that have never been in North Carolina before, let me explain to you how winters are. In North Carolina, snow is not usually a normal thing. Usually, every winter, we would get a light dusting of snow, followed by the next day, ice, followed the next day by rain, and in the middle of the rain it would freeze, and all the pine trees would lean over from the weight of all that water freezing to them, and then there'd be broken pine trees every which way. That's a normal winter for, North Carolina. One year, there was so much ice and snow that my county in North Carolina actually rented a whole bunch of snowplow equipment from a county up in Virginia that was not using it at the time, and they brought the trucks down, but they did not bring any drivers for them. So you had a whole bunch of people that had never driven a snowplow, and they had no ideas how to use them. So they were going out plowing the road, but in reality they were only holding the blade a couple inches above the road. So all they were doing was refinishing the ice and making it more slick for everybody. And Schizoid,
Commander.
dude, thank you very much for the resub. How are you doing this morning? Do I play any other VR games? Every now and then, but Elite is my main game. We bounce around a lot, but Elite is my main one. So yeah, it was kind of crazy because, like, I just remember snowplows came through, and what had happened is that all the cars had worn grooves into the ice down to the pavement, so we actually had grip. The snowplow came through, refinished the road with ice, and then there were car wrecks all around my neighborhood because they had just made it more slippery. It was horrible. It was so bad. Right, button pusher? In North Carolina, I remember there were times when they were like, oh, a hurricane is going to hit us tomorrow. We're canceling school. The hurricane hit, and it was just a normal sunny day. It was nothing. I remember one time I was going into work. This is when I was in the military, and I had gotten into Fort Bragg. I was heading over to Pope Air Force Base, and I'm like in visual sight of the front gate of Pope, and my phone rings, and I've got my little wireless thing, and I'm like, click it, and they're like, yeah, don't come in today, work's canceled. I'm like, okay, and I just turned around in the thing, and I was like, I left. It's like, sweet. I mean, it was slight frost on the roads. They were so worried that it was going to be like so icy that people were going to drive, and I'm like, dude, I after I grew up in North Carolina, I moved to Minnesota, and I learned how to drive in snow and ice in Minnesota. After that, you know, I don't have an issue driving in snow and ice. But it was so ridiculous. I mean, they're like, oh my God, we think it might be snow and ice, and supermarkets run out of milk and bread. Same thing with hurricanes, milk and bread gone. People just freak out, and then it ends up never being a problem. And the funny thing is that the one year that we actually had a bad hurricane, Hurricane Fran screwed up North Carolina pretty bad. We lost power for about a week, I think, where I lived. Yeah, I just remember, like, at the time my parents were divorced, so it was one of those things of spend a weekend with my mom, spend a weekend with my dad, spend a weekend with my mom, back and forth, right? And I just remember the power got knocked out, and my dad swung by my mom's house just to see if the area had power, and it did. And I'm like, screw it, I'm out. I left, and I just jumped out of my dad's truck and pulled my key out and went in the house. I was like, I'm not going back home with you. Because at the time, after Hurricane Fran, it was the middle of the summer. So, hot and humid summers, no air conditioning. The reason why we were driving around in the truck, because, you know, truck had air conditioning. That was what we were trying to do. And I was like, screw that. I'm not spending another night at your place with no AC, because that is horrible. But yeah. Wasn't going to do that. Big trucks are going to not take onto the ice either. Yeah, see, that was one thing that my dad was really concerned about, because he grew up in Kentucky. And thing is with that is that, I mean, Kentucky isn't exactly the far north either. But when he met my mother's side of the family, they're all from Minnesota, and yeah, there it is normal to take a vehicle out onto the lake, right? So yeah. Definitely a thing to get used to then. Alright. Where are... There it is. There was another gas giant there. Oh, there's another one. Wait. Where is it? I'm missing another gas giant. Whoa! And Stone Dogs! Dude, thank you very much for the resub, man. How you doing today?
Happy Wednesday, Malik.
How you doing today?
Complete.
Yeah, definitely hump day. I know for a lot of people here, especially if you're over in Europe right now, most of the day is over, so more than half of your week is done. How do you get mud in a tire? Schizoid, the only way that I can possibly think that happened is you must have hit something hard enough to have it compress past the bead into the tire. But I'm just now trying to think, like, you must have hit something hard to make it do that. That's... yeah, I don't know. That's kind of crazy. Father's from the south and mother's from the north. See, it was a weird thing. Like, I was born in Minnesota. When I was 2 weeks old, moved down to Florida. Lived in Florida until I was 4. When I was 4, moved up to North Carolina, and then lived in North Carolina until I was 18. Then lived about a year and a half in Minnesota, and then back down to North Carolina for another year. Then started my military career. So then it was Texas for a few months, then back down to Florida, Georgia border for tech school, then North Carolina for 5 years, then Utah for 3 years, and then Japan for 2.5 years. So, yeah, crazy. And then back to Utah. So, yeah, I've been all over the place. Oh, yeah, when you get water in a tire, yeah, it can do some really weird stuff. Rotating mass that is moving around is bad. You don't want that moving. It really
System scan complete.
unbalances some stuff too. Alright. 2 bodies here.
System
Might as
scan
well get a
complete.
full tank of fuel here. There you go. Distance to Merope.
94.1 light years from Merope.
Yeah, there's stuff like that that can happen. I mean, again, when you're dealing with, like, if you're doing like mudding kind of things, there are some points when if you hit the tire hard enough, if you've already got the air pressure relatively low and you don't have like a bead locker or something like that, it compresses, so the air gets higher pressure, it bounces back. There might be a point at which there's a little bit of vacuum compared to the outside mud pressure, and the mud pressure gets past the bead, and then when the weight gets back on the tire, it pressurizes it and the bead seals again. I mean, there's stuff like that. I mean, I've seen it happen before. But yeah, I mean, again, sometimes weird stuff like that happens. It's odd. Let's see here. All the moons. That's no moon. Yeah. Alright. Iron magma. Geological 6. Tidally locked. Caramba, it's just an ongoing like personal thing. What my main reason for doing this, it's not exactly to map the entire Pleiades sector. What I'm trying to ensure is that between this time last year and now, we did get a new update that gave us this location thing. And Chris Chandler, thank you very much for the resub, man. How you doing this morning? And yeah, I mean, my big thing is I just want to make sure that, I mean, I reset my entire visited stars filter, and I just want to ensure that we did not miss anything on any of these planets. So, I mean, yeah, I'm going through it, you know, on my own and making sure that I'm scanning all these things. But I will know when I'm done. I can ensure myself that there is no other Thargoid stuff on any of these ground sites. So that's the way I look at it. I'll tell you one thing that would be super nice to have, though. If a future update of the game gave us this location scan being written to the player journal, oh my god, that would be amazing to what would be done with the Elite Dangerous databases. Because if the Elite Dangerous database was able to take that player journal entry and actually record which places have Thargoid stuff or Guardian stuff. Even if someone wasn't paying attention, if their third-party application recorded it and sent that to the database, it would just be amazing to be able to use. Does the name of the Golconda spirit Aptaveti not have any significance in some previous Galnet entry? In Galnet entry, no. Someone had mentioned that translated it meant something, but I cannot remember what that translation was. I just realized there's 66 bodies in the system. It's a lot of bodies here. Happasack not up early, haven't gone to sleep yet. I've been awake since 5 p.m. yesterday. It is now time
5:54.
Yeah, I've been awake for 12 hours already. My problem, Happasack, is simply my sleep pattern has been really screwed up. I've been trying to get everything readjusted, and I've just been struggling really, really bad. I have an appointment later today that I absolutely have to get to. So, is one of those things of, it's going to be easier for me to just do a stream right now, take a short nap, make sure I can get to the appointment, and then hopefully that will get me back on my normal sleep pattern. Hopefully. Knock on fake wood and everything. So, yeah, we'll see. It's Water of Life in Romanian. Okay. Yeah, that, I mean... The thing is that when it comes to Frontier, it does make me curious. I don't know if, you know, Frontier chose that name for a reason. So, what that reason is, we don't quite know yet. But, I have a feeling it's going to be something, yeah. Well, Happasack, yeah, like, my problem the last couple days has simply been, we had no power here, we had lost internet another day, I ended up getting ill again, and I've been waking up with a headache again, and all that kind of stuff. I mean, again, it's like, everything that can go wrong has been going wrong, so it's just me trying to recover from all this other stuff going on. Yeah, there's a couple references to the name Golconda on Wikipedia as well, so, yeah. Okay, that's a slightly warm planet. We might as well get these. There we go. That one's also slightly warm. I can't wait for the day when we're able to actually fly down to one of those. It's gonna be amazing to, like, skim over a lava field. Now, is not that drink supposed to be some kind of liquor, though? At least I thought it was. Okay, good. We got half of the bodies so far. Where are they all? Oh my god, they're just everywhere. Now I really want to see what this system looks like when I'm done. System check. Water of Life is what whiskey translates to from Irish. Nice. Somehow I missed several planets around this gas giant. Great. That's also a really small... Wait, is that one landable? That's a 529 kilometer... Wow, that is a really tiny body that has an actual atmosphere. Surface pressure, 3.76 atmospheres. What? Okay. Must be a hell of a lot of atmosphere to get that many Earth normal air pressures there. Oh my god, all the gas giants. Yeah, we're not going to that one. Yeah, there's a bunch of moons here that have a ton of atmospheres. Come on, scan. That one is landable. Geological 20. We're almost done with the scans, guys. So many gas giants here. Again, too far to go to. Unless one of these things has something Thargoid on it, I'm not going to them. Very sulfur-rich planet. Another gas. Oh my god. What is this system going to look like? Almost at the end. Hapasac, right? He who controls the spice controls the universe. Water life is the vomit from baby sandworm on Arrakis, yes. Are they not supposed to be doing another Dune reboot movie? Or was it a TV series? Or was that just kind of people wanting to do a reboot? I can't remember. Alright, so there's... Is that the last one?
System scan
That's the last
complete.
one! Oh my god. Okay. What does this system look like? Yeah, that's a pretty decently big system. 66 bodies in that. A bunch of moons that had atmospheres too. Oh, it's coming out in a year. Okay. Yeah, right? I don't know why. Yeah, like Frontier, like it's one of the things I try to go through it and see if the names that they're giving things has some kind of other meaning, right? For example, when we had the second interstellar initiative named the Enclave, one culture surrounded by another culture, humans surrounded by aliens. It made me really wonder what they were planning with that and like what that's going to be doing in the future. Thargoid 7. Let's plan on going to that one. Planet 3. I got a feeling, yeah, we're gonna have a few Thargoid things here. So, Planet 3, Planet 2... System check. I'm not hearing a beep. So... This system is not on my known barnacle listing. Which is a bit interesting. Distance to Merope.
88.3 light years from Merope.
Yep, okay, so B1. Oh, go back to B3. B3 does not have Thargoid stuff. Okay, so 2, 3, and 1. Let's go to number 2 first. Water life, we're looking for a water world somewhere in the Milky Way. I'm on it. I don't think they're doing the clues like that, at least not yet. You talking about Dune? Yeah, I read the books as well. Lance actually introduced me to the movie with Patrick Stewart as Gurney and everything. So that's the movie that I always remember. All right, 6 probes. We're gonna try to do it in 1, 2, 3, 4. Alright, I just gotta wait for them to hit. Come on, slow probe.
Surface scanned by 50%.
There we go.
Surface scan complete.
Look at that, I got 3 barnacles all in a row right there. Awesome. Got cut 3 more right over there. This one has how many barnacles total? 8. 8. So that's 6 of them. Where's the last 2? There they are. So they're in, like, there's 3 groups. Let's go to these first. Oh, Happisack. Very nice, dude. That's awesome. I remember when they had done a behind the scenes thing on that car chase on the ice. All the mods that they made. Both the cars were modified to be like 4-wheel drive and all this other crazy stuff. I always love watching that stuff about the way that they did the mechanical bits of the cars. Alright, gravity is already 0.34 G. And oh, look at that. We have a canyon that leads to the second barnacle over there, too. So guess what we're doing? I'm going to take the long way over. There you are. Yep, recently I've been watching this one YouTuber who has gotten a 3rd generation RX-7 and has a 4-rotor turbo 4-rotor engine in it, but the car is also running a 4-wheel drive system. So it's the first 4-wheel drive turbo 4-rotor RX-7 ever. It's got like mostly a tube chassis right now, but yeah, it's an ongoing project. They only recently got it to move under its own power. I don't think they even have the brakes properly in it yet. Now, I'm sorry, I think it would be really cool for planets like this. I just remember, like, years ago, the original Ace Combat for the PlayStation. That was the first game that ever did the mission where you're running down a canyon and you had to stay low, because if you went too high, the radar would see you, and then the missiles would shoot at you, and then you die. That was the end of the mission, right? So you had to like fly low and slow or fast or whatever. The newer games have different things where you're also dealing with the 3D-ness of the terrain. So the higher you go, the bigger the sphere on the radar is. Like the cone, as it goes up, gets bigger and bigger. So you have to try to fly as low as possible. So it gives you areas where you can sneak through the radar. I would love to see that in Elite Dangerous. The problem is, I know a lot of the way that the game is done is procedural, and that's all stuff that, yeah, you'd have to do some custom missions for things like that. It would be an amazing thing, but I don't think procedurally it can be done right now. The procedural thing can't really find a route through a canyon well enough to do that. God, it would be amazing if you had to sneak in from one place to another and, you know, all that. It'd be such an amazing thing in the game to do. Like, see, I've got a canyon here. See, I should have gone that way. See, if this had been one of those canyons, I would have just gotten tagged by radar and... See, Cora, sorry, the problem with saying all you want is that, it's the supporting systems that I don't think a lot of people think of. How does the instance save that? Is there a timer on those for cleanup to keep the servers from being filled up with probes that nobody's using? If you set down a racetrack and say the person that set it down crashes, how long do you wait before the probes get removed? I mean, there's a lot of other stuff that's involved in that. So I think that's where it becomes a lot more complicated. I mean, there are some things that I would like to see, but the problem is, too, is that whatever system that gets put into place, it also has to be a system that it has to work on consoles, too. So, again, that would be something like a coder. They would have to design code and make sure it works on consoles and PC, and there's a lot of just other things with that. Again, I'm hoping it comes in the future, but yeah, it's just... I think there's just a lot more stuff that we're not thinking about, or that the game engine itself just can't support right now. Oh my god, I didn't realize it was... I mean, it was far away, but I didn't realize it was this far away. I mean, I guess I could have continued following the canyon, but nah. Let's get around here. Alright, let's just go up and then glide back in again. Get over there a little bit faster. So yeah, I'm doing like a check on all these barnacles just to doubly make sure if we have more barnacles that are alive. Hapasack, yeah, I believe if you go and land at the new base, you get the decal, I think. I don't know if it's given after you land or you get it at the end, though. We'll have to double check that. Oh yeah, if they're adding base building in, oh yeah, you're gonna be dang sure that there's gonna be a lot of people making racetracks out of the buildings and structures. You know it's gonna happen. And Volias, what's up, dude? How you doing today? And see, and Shell, that's the weird thing is that, like, what is it called? The last couple decals were given the moment you landed on the vessel. So it makes me wonder what changed that prevents them from doing that anymore. What other changes have they made to the game? I did not want to jump to... I wanted to jump to Super Cruise, not to hyperspace. Allergy, oh allergy. Pretty much one of the reasons why I didn't stream a few days ago. Kind of partially the reason why I didn't stream yesterday. I've been sick. I've been not being able to sleep properly. My sleep pattern's all sorts of messed up. I've been awake for 13 hours right now, so I'm just trying to force myself to try to get my sleep pattern reset right now. It's really messed up. Shell, to be honest, I was not expecting 2 more phases. Just by going off of the way that Frontier has operated the last few years, usually they do not do community goals around the Christmas, New Year's holidays, simply because that was when they had big game updates. That's when, you know, most of the staff is away on holiday for the Christmas and New Year's holidays. So they December was kind of like a not much happening kind of thing. So, yeah. Alright, so here we have a double barnacle. And this double barnacle is all dead. Yeah. Nothing here. All dead. Alright, so that's those 3. Let's get out of here. Funny thing, like, I told you guys I bought those 6-inch lifters for my bed. I went to go lay down in my bed the other day, and the bed just collapsed. It fell off one of the lifters, and the entire bed just, like, went to the side. Apparently, I was trying to shove the box frame up into the thing, and I didn't realize that I had, like, tilted them over, so I was, like, on like, the edge of it falling over the last few days, and it finally fell over. I don't know. Why the dates in the middle of December? No, the dates that we have in the middle of December are simply, if you land there, the servers apply that flag to your ship, and then you get the decal at the end of the, like, December 16th or something like that, if I remember correctly. Again, December 16th, that was around the time that we've gotten the updates the last few years. Around that time, so Frontier staff are at work during that time, so if there's any problems, they can fix it. However, after that, yeah, for about 2.5 weeks, there's like a skeleton crew, but not a whole bunch of developers there. So the last half of the month, it again, let the people go home to their families, enjoy the holidays, come back refreshed and rejuvenated to get back to work on the game in January. But I mean, again, I'm just going off of what I've noticed the last few years. And a grumpy ghost, good morning, dude. How you doing today? Have I broken the universe yet? Not yet. Not yet. Alright, so we have another double barnacle here. Again, barnacles are dead. So let's get out of here. On to the next one. Okay, which way is my barnacle? That way. Drenok, it wasn't just one active barnacle. There's actually a couple other places where the barnacles are still spawning spikes. So, car is now fully fixed after a crash in September, hopefully. Awesome, dude. Yeah, that's always good to get back Just join Ashling Duval Empire Pledge, see what happens. I'm so sorry. No, I'm just... Lore-wise, I'm not a big fan of her. A lot of people do Ashling to get her prismatic shields. So I would definitely, if you're planning on doing that stuff, your pledge to her, I would spend the next couple weeks making money, and then when you get her pledge, buy all the prismatic shields that you can. That way you can dump her and then never have to buy another prismatic again. Just weird to have a 10-day gap between the intended end of Phase 2 to the 5th of December. No, I mean, again, since they've been doing these interstellar initiatives, they have greatly changed the way that the community goals have been done. They've been having the dead weeks where there is, like, nothing in between every now and then. Yeah, that is one thing that they have been doing. Loaded a storage conduit with mining lances for later. Yeah, all my mining lances except for one are sitting on my Type 7, or not, I'm sorry, no, Type 10 now. Wait, shoot. Yeah, I'm going to Thargoid Barnacle 1, that's right. Yeah, for me, when it comes to a power play weapon, I always buy 8. So I've got 8 pack hounds, I've got 8 mining lances, I've got 8 Imperial hammers. The only ones that I would not buy 8 of would be if I were to get prismatics, I would have a plan of trying to buy 1 prismatic for every ship that I can possibly do, and then maybe a couple others for future use, but yeah, according to Galnet lore, the prismatics supposedly make your commanders go slightly insane, while the Imperial hammers give you female physical characteristics, from what I understand. So alright, so that's those ones. Wait, what? What? That's literally what happened in one of the Galnet entries. Talk about a scientist that was studying the possible effects of the Imperial... I'm sorry, the prismatic shield and the Imperial hammers. I mean, you gotta think. My commanders, I have 8 Imperial hammers, and absolutely nothing's happened to my... Oh, wait, never mind. Alright, let's see, we've got a couple more barnacles here. Looking for my two... Where are my other... There they are. There's the 2 barnacles. The 2 that are over by the Lonesome. Off on the Terminator of the planet. Yeah, that is them. So, 7 and 8. But yeah, here, hold on a minute. See, now I gotta... Now, the Cyto Scramblers, is that not the laser beam that has crazy amounts of jitter, but it also does a lot of damage to shields, but not so much damage to the... it does 0 damage to hull, but they're really good against shields. From what I understand, some people that do combat in wings run those, so they do more damage to the shields to get the shields down faster. And then, of course, you can engineer them and everything like that. But they do have pretty crazy jitter, so you do have to get kind of close to get that. And guys, give me a second. I'm trying to find the thing, the Galnet entry that showed off that bit. So let me hold on. Let's step 1. Let's make sure that we're not crashing into the planet. That's step 1. Step 2, we'll find the Galnet entry. Greg, no. You can gain Empire rep, and you will not lose Federation rep. But let me try to clarify a thing. If you're doing missions for one that go against a Federation faction, yes, you will make them more upset at you, but if you're just doing missions for the Empire that do not do anything against your Federation rep, it won't go back down. Does that kind of make sense? Now, here's the other thing to know as well. When it comes to reputation, okay, your rank will never go down. Your reputation, however, if you do a bunch of things for the Empire, and your reputation goes to up to 100%, they will like you. It's like they trust you, right? Well, if you stop playing the game for like 2 months, right, and come back, your reputation might have dropped to 75, but it will never go lower than 75. Pretty much, it's like if you don't do anything for them, your reputation will just naturally, over time, go back down to 75. However, if you start doing things against them, then your reputation will go down, but you actively have to go against them, but your rank will never go down ever. Does that kind of make sense? And yeah, I mean, the thing is, I've seen people that, like, go totally against a superpower and get their reputation as low as possible. They get it to 0%. It just means that if you're in an area that has a faction that is aligned, say the Federation, and you're at 0%, if the local police scan you, then they'll start getting upset and not like you and that kind of thing. But it's like, you're not really going to have, it's not a super drastic. I wish it was a little bit more aggressive, right? But yeah, to really drive your reputation down, you have to actively be doing stuff against them. But if you're saying pledge, if you're talking about power play, power play is something completely different from superpower reputation. I mean, again, if you pledge to, say, Aisling, who is Empire, and if you're killing people in the Federation to get her merits, yeah, you will naturally get less reputation with the Federation by doing that. But I mean, if you were aligned to Aisling and instead just killed independents, your Federation rep would not go down at all. So, yeah, again, like I said, it doesn't matter if you're pledged to someone or not. It's just who you're actively murderizing is what's going to really affect your reputation there. This song sounds like they're going meow, 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 meow. What is the song's name? It's called OMFG. That's an appropriate name. Oh yeah, if you're just doing trading, yeah, that's not going to be super aggressive, yeah. Should be good. This song is called OMFG. This is another thing that is a little bit annoying now. Are you guys not hearing music? You guys are not hearing music. Hold on a minute, now I gotta do a double check here. Did I break my stuff again? Whoa, do not fall off the table. See, now you're making me wonder if I've got the tracks set up. It says track 1. Oh, it was... Okay, it's just low. Okay, so I had to crank it up a little bit. Okay. Yeah, for people watching this on YouTube after not the live stream, you guys are not going to hear music at all, but... Yeah. I'm... Little bit more audio work I'm going to have to do with that then, I think. Get it so you guys can actually hear the music again. It would be amazing if Twitch in the future had a thing where we were able to transmit multiple tracks to the stream, and then the stream could control one volume, like give us 2 separate volume controls. That would be an amazing feature.
Cannot comply.
Alright, we gotta get around this planet now. Yeah, see, I think I like that window better. It just, I'm able to see things more. Yeah, Primate, a lot of people don't. I try to do as much fine-tuning of audio levels offline and everything like that, but yeah, it's always seems to be slightly different when you doing a live stream, because then it's like I want to get to a point where I've got like live audio monitoring so I can hear everything, and then I can tell, is my voice loud enough, is the game loud enough, is the music loud enough, and I can do that kind of thing. But oh, Greg, that's actually what I'm doing right now. Spotify is not running on my game PC. Spotify is running on the stream rig. It then is channeled into OBS via its own sound source. Then the game rig is doing the game, playing all the game sounds, and then it pipes the game sounds and my alerts through my network to OBS. So then I have my microphone going to OBS, and that way I have 3 separate channels. I've got music, game, mic. So I can control all 3 of those for OBS, and because there's 3 separate channels, I can send all 3 of them to my stream, or I can send the game and my mic to the recording and leave out the music, so the recording that I'm doing right now at the same time has no music in it whatsoever. And then the copy of a voice meter on my stream PC is picking up the Spotify music that's running on the stream PC and running that through the network to the game rig, and then voice meter on the game rig is then taking that music and playing it only through my headphones on the Rift only, so it doesn't get piped back to the stream rig to be piped out, so the yes, it's a really complicated setup, but it allows me to do some audio magic where the YouTube video will have no music in it whatsoever. It's kind of a crazy thing. Super weird, but hey, it works. My problem now is I've got to get a folder that... There's a couple things I need to do. I need to take the folder on the game PC that controls, or that has all of the player journals for Elite. I need to share that on my network. The reason why I need to do that is that way Voice Attack on the stream rig sees all the game events that happen on the game. So in that way, if I find something, it stops the music. You know, all that crazy thing. But then also, when the music on Spotify changes on the stream rig, it also has a folder shared, so then my Voice Attack on the game rig, when I use the command asking it for what music's playing, I can still grab that data too. So again, like I said, I'm doing, it's a really complicated setup, but oh my god. Yeah, it's one of those ongoing processes. It's definitely not a standard setup for sure. Drenok, I have that happen a lot every update that I have too. Because I have everything running through Voicemeter now, Voicemeter does all the magic for me now. So, for example, give me a second, I'll actually show you what my Voicemeter setup looks like. And you'll understand what crazy thing that it's doing. My problem now is just finding this other planet. There you are.
System scan complete.
Alright. So let me try to explain this. So my copy of Voicemeter looks like this. So with this, pretty much, here's my microphone going in. Here's stereo mix, which is not being output anything. And then I have my cable output. So the reason why, these are my inputs, okay? So microphone in, stereo mix, cable. So this is a virtual cable. I don't even know why I don't have it set to those two. I don't know why. This one on the front is my music. This is the one from Spotify on the stream computer is coming in on this first channel, and that's why it's now output to A1, which is my headphones, A3, which is my Rift headphones, and then A5, which is my virtual cable. Okay. The reason why I have it going to the virtual cable is that I did that setup simply to allow me to play music through my microphone when I'm playing VR chat. So, if we want to listen to music, I can play the music and it comes out crystal clear in VR chat so everybody else can hear the music. It's also kind of funny because my character's mouth moves with the words of the song, even though it's making sound of all the music too. So it's kind of funny to watch that. Over here, this channel is my speakers. That's my Rift, and that's the going to the microphone for VR chat. So it's those three. I've also done a little bit of equalizer. This is the equalizer for these headphones. That's the equalizer for my Sennheisers, these headphones. One of these is, I want to say the fourth channel. Yeah. A4 is my speakers around the room, which I haven't fine-tuned the equalizer on that yet. But, yeah. But that's the way that my Voicemeter's set up. But again, it's one of these things like, it took me a while to figure out how these routing things worked and all this kind of stuff, and Yeah, I mean, again, A1 and A3 are headphones and Rift headset each, right? So that's why you've got a bunch of things going to A1, only a couple things going to A3, only a couple things going to A5. Microphone, music. So again, that allows me to play music through VR chat. But I mean, it's a bit weird. It's a bit weird, but hey, it works. I'm happy with it. This is the bit that allows me to, that's the IP, the local IP for my stream rig. And then on the stream rig, there's an opposite one, except it's outgoing streams and it's to this local rig. So yeah, that's how the running it over the network works. So, but hey, it works. It's fun. All right, now real quick, pause music. Okay. We're going to quickly find the Galnet entry about the thing. See if we can find it now. Operation President leaves Seoul. Power play modules. Here we go. Leaked data causes concerns over latest Imperial technology. News of technical documents posted anonymously via the shady dark network are spreading virally and causing widespread concern among Imperial pilots. According to the documents, some of the new Imperial modules that have been appearing recently are linked to research carried out by the discredited Professor Denzel Dex, and their doubts about their safety have been raised. Professor Dex had been missing for several years and is widely believed that his sudden disappearance was connected to the Forever Young life extension technology scandal. Allegations of shortcuts and the withholding of critical data were made following a spate of cases where users of the technology suffered various deforming and debilitating mutations. Dex vanished shortly before he was due to give evidence in the official inquiry investigating the allegations. According to the latest story, research seized from Professor Dex at the time of Forever Young scandal formed the basis of the design for the number of the latest Imperial prototypes, including the Imperial Hammer and the Prismatic Shield Generator. Accidental reports of side effects from the newest technology have already begun surfacing, and a number of concerned groups have called for the official statement from the Senate about the leak. One reports that the harmonic adjustments in the design of the Prismatic Shield Generator can cause temporary cognitive impairment and even psychosis. Other reports link a form of high-level radiation emitted by the Imperial Hammer with increased rates of sterility and hormonal imbalances. One angry commentator even claimed it caused him to develop female physical characteristics. So again, this is the Galnet entry. If you want to find that bit of lore of where that happened. So, Denzel Dex, that's a comedy character from a UK fast show. See, that kind of thing, like Frontier like to throw in, like, in-jokes like that. I can't pronounce, how do you pronounce that?
Latest sub, Sliderson.
Voice attack. Yeah, no. Yeah, I don't know how to pronounce that, so sorry. Yeah, see, I never would have known that there was a comedy show that used that name before. Pause music. Alright. Oh, man. This is one of these things, like, I've been taking Sudafed, and my sinuses have been clogged, and they just broke free, and my God. Wow. How about we don't run into the star, please? Been having to take one of these little pills every 4 hours. God, when you've got build up a sinus pressure and it just releases and you're like, huh. But God, my nose is all this. Feels weird now. Ancidotal. I can't pronounce it. I'm horrible with that. The star wants to give me a hug. I don't want to hug the star. Don't wanna. I don't wanna. You can't make me. Oh, Happisack was it? Okay. Come on, scan.
System scan complete.
Distance to Merope.
74.3 light years from Merope.
Where is... Hold on. Classified camera. Where is the nebula? Oh, I found it. Classified camera. How come I can't see it now? I guess it's right behind the feed pillar. Yes, it is. Yeah, okay. Oh, Happisack, that is... Okay, that sounds like a sketch I might need to watch then. I don't know, have you guys... I've seen it blowing up on Twitter more, but there has been videos of a guy who does science where he electrocutes and burns himself like crazy. I mean, it's pretty violent, and I know he's getting hurt, but God, it's insane. Like it's like it would be the equivalent if the guys from Jackass mixed it with Bill Nye or something like that. I mean, that's almost what the guy's like. But he's like set fire to things and burninated everything, and like he's like, I got this high voltage thing, and he's got a pencil, and he like takes two electrodes and he attaches it to either side of the graphite, and the graphite gets so hot that the inside of the pencil bursts into flames, and now he's got flames going everywhere, and he's trying to hold on to this thing while he's doing it, or the times when he's got like a Van de Graaff generator that's doing the generating the electricity, and you're supposed to touch it with a piece of metal to do that, so the metal gets the zap, not you. And he just goes and touches it, and then he's like zap, and oh my God, it's like I would love to do things with a Van de Graaff generator, but I have been zapped by one of those things before, and never again. And this guy just keeps doing it. Like, he made a guitar where he's like, this is an electric guitar, and it literally was. He electrified the strings. So every time he went to go strum the strings, he was getting electrocuted. And it's just like, wow, dude, holy crap. I mean, he attached like the parts to an electric fence to the guitar. I mean, he's reaping the benefits now. He's probably getting all the views and getting all the revenue from that, but my God.
System scan complete.
You couldn't pay me to do that crap. That sucks. I accidentally touched an electric fence made for cows once. Again, never again. And the bad thing about like cow electric fences, they're not an always on. It's not the equivalent to a velociraptor fence, right? Velociraptors, you kind of have to keep the fence on all the time, right? Cow fences tend to pulse. So sometimes they're safe to touch, and then they pulse, and then they're not. So the problem too is that when you have people that are like, they try to grab a hold of it, when they do shock you, all your muscles in your body tighten up and you cannot release, but then it turns off and then you better get your hand off that thing. That's why they if you do decide to go and touch a cow electric fence, do not do this, but touch it with the back of your hand rather than grabbing it, otherwise you're not going to be able to let go of it. I saw a video a while back where a father was carrying a kid and they went to open up a door to a refrigerator. Something with the refrigerator was broken, and what had happened was that the outer skin of the refrigerator was electrified, and when he touched it, he became the conductor for it, and his muscles were just gripping and he could not let go of it. Another guy had to come in and pretty much drop kick him to get him knocked off of the refrigerator. Something, I wouldn't do that either. Now, we did do science experiments when I was in, I want to say it was 6th grade, where we cooked hot dogs using an electrical current, but with doing that, you cook them from the inside out rather than the outside in. When you have the really cooked part of the hot dog being on the inside, is a really weird texture for sure. It's not like a grilled hot dog where the crispy bits are on the outside and yeah, it's a little bit weird. And Dietrich, right? Yeah. Yeah, see, that was a big thing too with when we did any maintenance with aircraft. Aircraft always have to be grounded and everything like that too. It's amazing how much static electricity a C-130 can build up when it's not grounded. Like when they're just rolling in from the runway and you've got you plug the thing into the ground and you take that little clamp and you go to do it. Sometimes you can get like 6-inch sparks jumping between this thing and the ground. It's crazy. Yeah, that is very true. I've seen that as well. We actually had a I'm trying to think. We had in our paint booth. It was a repurposed electric wheelchair. But what we had done with it is it was an electric wheelchair that the seat was broken on it, so we cut the seat off. And our shop built a platform on top of the wheelchair, and then we moved the little control to an area on the thing. And the entire purpose of this repurposed wheelchair was it was a thing that it had a yoga mat on top of it, right? And its entire purpose was when we're repainting A10s, you pull out this electric wheelchair, you lay down on it, and it allowed you to sit there and pretty much do this. Lean back on this electric wheelchair with a sander and you would use it for sanding the undersides of the wings. It just made it so it was so, like, it wasn't killing your back. You were controlled, and the only muscles you were really doing was you were doing like push-ups with your arms, right? And because of all the controls, I mean, you were able to control the wheelchair with the little controller next to you. So you would sand an area of the plane with 80 grit sandpaper, and then you move the wheelchair a little bit. So you'd go from the front of the wing to the back of the wing, and then do this little wiggle, then you go slightly over, and then you do it again. And you would get the underside of the entire wing doing... yeah. Whenever we were doing a full paint on an aircraft, the entire paint shop was excused from normal PT. Because we were pretty much doing PT 7 hours a day for a week. So, yeah, I mean, pretty much me doing paint shop stuff was the way that I kept in shape, pretty much. And by the end of the day, God, we were so worn out, we weren't able to go to PT anyway. Because we've been doing it all day long. And 100 Chili, thank you very much for the host, dude. And how are you doing this morning? Sorry, I had one of those things like I was telling a story, and if I didn't get it out right then, I was going to forget it. Or I get distracted and I don't finish the story all the way. I am really bad with that. Alright, let's see here. Nice Devil, I did not. However, here's the catch, though. When, like, everyone's calling it a mining nerf. In reality, it's just turning on what the rest of the economy does already. So, here's the thing, is that, like, in current paynite mining, you already are dealing with that. All they're doing is turning that supply and demand thing on for a lot of the deep core mining stuff. That's all it really is. Right now in the live version of the game, if someone is like turning in a lot of the stuff to one station, the demand for that station goes down, and then it might go up somewhere else. But that's the entire thing, is that it's not really a mining nerf, it's just a more of a activation of a feature that should have been on since the beginning. So, I don't think people are going to see it being as... It's gonna require people to move around a little bit more. That's all it's really gonna do. Instead of having a singular place that you just go to and you do that week in, week out, it's just the supply and demand is gonna move around.
System scan complete.
And again, that's another thing too, is that because the supply and demand will change around, there might be some places where the demand is up higher, so the prices that we have now, or the prices that it will have when the demand is high, will make the prices even higher for those periods. So it's not really a nerf, it's more of just a making the BGS a little bit more liquid and making people kind of having to pay attention to the economy more. To be honest, the only thing I really wasn't able to really mess with in the beta was the dolphin. I did not get a dolphin and test that stuff. The Anaconda... Well... For mining, I don't see it being a big thing with mining, to be honest, because, again, what I've seen with most people in mining ships is that they find where they're making money, they fly over there, and they ship their mining ship over, then they do the mining thing, and then when they're done, they ship the mining ship somewhere else. So, I mean, if you're planning on picking up void opals here and flying the entire way, yeah, maybe an Anaconda might be a little bit better because of that extra jump range will allow it to get around easier. But then again, if you're running a fuel scoop, that gets rid of cargo space, and I mean, there's a lot of stuff like that. So, yeah, I mean, again, at that point, it's picking and choosing. Do you want more cargo space, or do you want the added knowledge that, hey, I have a fuel scoop, I can go a few more jumps before I have to worry, right? I mean, yeah, that's the thing, too, yeah, especially for overlapping hotspots. Yeah, that will definitely be a much more lucrative thing, for sure. And Ninja9, thank you very much for the raid, dude. How you doing today? Sorry, I'm horrible with pronunciation. I probably butchered your username anyway. So I just feel really bad when I get usernames wrong. I got it. I think I started to say something like completely different, and I was like, wait a minute. For those that's coming in right now, we're just kind of, we're continuing my personal goal of just going around the Pleiades, making sure that there is absolutely no Thargoid stuff that has not been found on any of the planets. And just talking about completely random stuff, it seems, today. And Hapasak, appreciate that, dude. Thank you. I'll take a look at that later. I'm actually surprised I have not had a hyperdiction yet today. Distance to Merope?
86.5 light years from Merope.
Yeah, we've probably jumped at least 10, 15 times already, and we have yet to get one. I want to say my record was 7 hyperdictions during one stream, but... But yeah, then there's been other times where I haven't had like a hyperdiction in like weeks. And then after several weeks, and suddenly I get like 4 hyperdictions in 8 jumps or something like that. Some crazy thing. I don't know. That looks like a kind of 1.5G planet. Yeah, a little bit bigger. Tidally locked to what? The star? It's got a 2.5-day orbital period. I kind of want to go check that out. It's actually got Mercury on it, too. Yeah, we'll go... Wait, if that one's got a 2.5-day orbit, what is the closer planet's orbit? Wow, that one is a really close planet. But it does not have stuff that I need. I've got plenty of arsenic. I don't need arsenic. Alright, there they are. Let's see here.
System scan complete.
Hope the change to asteroid belt spam works. What change was that?
Cannot comply.
Was there a patch note that I missed? Apparently I missed that one. I wasn't aware that was a thing, but cool. Funny thing is that it's probably one of those things, we did the beta for a little bit, and I probably saw it and I just didn't notice it. "20 bodies. There's a few gas giants here. A little bit pink. There's the moons. Chili, when was the last time you played? Are you talking about this scanning that I'm doing right now? Yeah, this scanning was introduced last December during the 3.3 update. I can now zoom in and scan that planet and know exactly that there are 44 geological things on it. I don't know where they are yet, but I do know that there's 44 of them there. But now the detailed surface scanner, when you actually go to that planet, you can actually launch probes at the planet and actually find out where the things on the surface are. So yeah, if you haven't played in a year, yeah. Mining got a huge update too. The geological stuff. So okay, let me try to explain this. At the bottom of the screen, you have all your frequencies, right? And you'll note down this bottom corner, as I move along the frequency, you've got different things that it can be, right? So if I tune to the gas giant frequency there, and I start looking around, right there, see how the lines are symmetrical, right? If my frequency is off, little arrows are not symmetrical. But when they're actually symmetrical, you can then zoom in on that thing. And there might be multiple zoom levels. And there's our gas giant. If I zoom out now and move down here to the rocky bodies, here's the moons. Right? And again, zoom in, nothing there on the location thing. So here we got all the different moons. And again, you kind of see the blue blobs. You got that a little bit too. Do be aware that non-VR, you do get an animation of it zooming in and zooming out. In VR, they didn't do that to make it so people don't get sick, because that motion was a little bit odd. Yep. So let me. Oh, see, this one's got something on the surface here. So let me get back and scan. Actually, hold on. Pause music. So listen to the sounds that you hear right now. These sounds are based off of real-world sounds by NASA, Russian space agencies, and European space agencies of the radio signals that our rocky bodies in our own solar system put out. Same thing, the gas giant. This is based off of the gas giants that we have: Jupiter, Saturn, Uranus, and Neptune. These are the radio sounds translated into sound. Well, the radio noise translated into sounds with a little bit of Frontier's own flair to it. So it is based off of sounds that they would make. Got another body here. Arsenic 1.6%. (24) geological. Now, here's another thing too. Did you notice when I zoomed in on that one planet, the little arrows were really, really narrow, right? This one See how the little arrows are a lot wider? I can already tell that this gas giant is probably going to have a ring around it. Which it does. So, once you kind of like know what to look for, you can actually start kind of identifying things by some of their shapes, too. Arsenic, 1.6%. It's not stuff that I need. But still, I'm waiting for the scan to complete because I want to ensure that there is no Thargoid stuff on the surfaces, too. Selenium, 4.2%. Already got plenty of that. Tin, though. I'm already full on tin. Geological, 21. Nothing there. Nothing there. And
System scan
nothing
complete.
there. Sweet. Now, yeah, and then let's head over to this planet real fast. So, again, the thing that I just showed was called the Frequency Spectral Scanner. That's the one that goes into the screen, and again, you get your frequency thing, and you can aim around and fire at everything, right? What I'm going to do is I'm going to switch over to my new Detailed Surface Scanner. This one you do need to get close to the planet to use, though, and it'll make more sense when we get there. Next track. In fact, what we'll do is... This is B3A. I'm also going to scan the gas giant so I can show you a bigger body and a smaller body and what the difference is between the two. Actually, we'll do the small body first. And then show how that can be used for the larger body. I think that'll be a little bit better. Yeah, I mean, latitude and longitude is still there. I mean, there's still ways to use it, but you can now find things on the surface a lot easier. It's definitely a time-saving measure for sure. Also, if you haven't played over a year, classified camera, and you haven't seen the new ships. For example, this is a Crate Phantom. Mine does have a bit of a body kit and a paint job on it, but this is one of the newer ships. Classified camera. There's two different crates. The Phantom is a lighter weight, higher jump range than an Asp Explorer in exploration fit. PvPers are actually using them as long-range PvP ships due to their jump range. There's also a Crate Mark II, which is pretty much it's a Python with a fighter bay and one less internal slot. One size 6 less internal slot. Otherwise, they have like the same exact internals. Alright, so here we are. We've got our small body. I'm now going to go into this targeting screen. Again, it kind of looks the same, but it is slightly different. There's no frequency thing on the bottom, and you get this indicator. So, as you can see, that's the middle of the planet. Efficiency target 2 probes. I've got this little indicator right there, and then if I keep aiming past, it says miss. So, for example, if I aim at that little thing and fire a probe, I will hit the horizon of the planet. Right, so I'm going to let that hit right there. And now I just scanned
Surface scanned by 50%.
that part of the planet. So I can launch another one over here. And you can look at the front side, you can look at the back side, front and back, front, back, front, back, all that kind of thing. And if you scan enough of the planet,
Surface scan complete.
it scans the entire planet. Also, if I needed to, if I absolutely needed to, I could aim at the backside, like hook the thing around and use gravity to have the probe hit the actual backside of the planet too. Does that make sense? So for example, if instead I had a gas giant, which has 13 probes to scan, you've got infinite probes, but you have to let them recharge. So in this case, I would maybe do 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. See, now I'm scanning everything now. 10. So here we are. There's the front side. There's the back side. There's all my probes hitting. Getting pretty good coverage. Come on, get the back side. Come on, probe. And boom, right in the middle. Come on. Yes, got it.
Surface scan
So,
complete.
because I scanned that planet in 11 probes, think of it as space golf. You're trying to get par. Par would be 13 probes. I did it in 10. I get a monetary bonus for scanning that thing. Also, that planet was first discovered by Galisan. When I go turn this data in, I will get first mapping, my name first map on it. So, that'll be nice to have. Also, I forgot about that too. If you have a planet with rings, it is very useful to have a scanner because you can scan the rings and look for hotspots. And Skymaster, what's up, dude? How you doing today? Now again, right now, planet's nice and blue because there is a combat mode and an actual analysis mode. So you've actually got science gear. In this case, yeah, there's all my geological sites. So if I want to now go down to that geological site, it is now extremely easy to find a geological site and go down to it now. No more of this beige patrol around the planets looking for random stuff. It's all now labeled. And Reikenor, what's up, dude? How you doing this morning? That's true, Nice Devil, unless someone else beats me to it. Yep, there is no more basic, intermediate, advanced discovery scanner. The advanced discovery scanner is equipped on all ships, and it does not take an internal slot anymore. Oh! Look at that, we have a light indicator now. Also, dark sides of planets are actually dark now. And because of that, we do have night vision. Yes, the detailed surface scanner does require a slot, yes. But yeah, we have night vision now. So as you can see, that's how easy it is to find geological stuff now. Night vision. There's also, because there's a lot more science gear, you can scan a lot more stuff. In this case, got my composition scanner. I'm now going to use my thing to open up the data. So you've now got the codex in the game. So I've got, for example, water geysers confirmed. First reported by Skorag, Commander Skorag in the Bernasa system. I confirmed it in the Hades FBW B2-2 system. But, I mean, there's Lagrange clouds, there's anomalies, geysers, fumaroles. There's a whole bunch of new stuff. There's alien life kind of going around. Brain trees, barnacles, mineral spheres, all this kind of stuff. You've got astronomical bodies, all the different kinds of stars. You've got different types of gas giants, different type of terrestrial planets. And then, the galaxy is split into sectors now. So for example, like this sector out here, they have their own weird stuff that they found. Like whatever the hell a Stolon pod is. Those things apparently are huge. I haven't seen this thing either. So yeah, you can get your name on first discoveries and stuff too. Let's see, towards the galactic center. Yeah, P-type anomalies, Q-type anomalies, T-type, lava spouts, Lagrange clouds, sinuous tubers, anemones, metallic crystal. There's a whole bunch of stuff. Oh, let me find... I know there's another one here. I think it's... I want to say it's this one. Which one had the... Oh, which little one had the void heart in it? Where's the void heart? Empyrean Straits, I think. Ah, here we go. The void hearts. These things are crazy things too. I wish that this actually... I would love to be able to have the ability to click on that image and make it big. But, yeah. Button Butcher, nice, dude. I can't remember if I took a high-res image of it or not. Oh, it's right over the horizon. Core cracking? And I'm now curious, what movie is that? I see IMDb. They've completely redone how signal sources work too. So signal sources, you use the frequency thing to actually find the signal source, and the signal source is now a timed event, and they continuously spawn as well. So you now know what it is, what state it applies to, and yeah, you can find that data a lot quicker. Super, super nice to have. There we go, on to the next system. Oh, shoot. I'm trying to think, distance to Merope?
97.6 light years from Merope.
Come on, hyperdiction! Still no hyperdiction. And Button Pusher, very nice, dude. Chili, no problem, dude. No problem whatsoever. What I'm gonna do, I mean, this is not... You'll be able to go out to your mailbox and come back before I do it, but I'll start heading over to a Lagrange cloud so I can show you that, too. One of the ones I'm aware of. Come on. There we go.
System scan complete.
I forgot. Oh, there it is. Never mind. I'm sitting there like, which one did I name it? That one's even further. That's the one out near California. We're not going to that one. Okay, yeah, we're going to, speed this up slightly. Time.
7:24.
1 second, guys. Sorry about that, guys. I'm just talking with my roommate. Apparently, I'm going to overheat my ship. Sitting here with my FSD charged up. Yeah, when I had my cat, I had hair everywhere too. Lots of vacuuming. Lots of air duster stuff. About to start working on getting my Imperial and Federal ranking up to buy ships. Is there a good way of getting influence in ranking? I want to buy Imperial ships, I don't want to do nasty stuff. Zim Phoenix, right now, like, the go-to way of making rank for both of them is data delivery. So you're not really going to be, you're not going to be doing a bunch of illegal stuff. You're just taking data, usually just back and forth between a couple systems. So there's our first gas giant and its moon. Pretty much, yeah, but someone might be able to jump in and give you the system names. I can't remember off the top of my head, especially not their spellings. I want to say Sathos is the one for Federation rank. Also be aware that Federation rank is currently doubled. And it will be for the next week, I think. Until the 16th. So, I would recommend doing your Federation rank now. And then... yeah. Worry about the Empire one later, but just go to town on the Federation rank right now. Especially because Federation rank is doubled for a bit, and the Federation ships are on a discount. And Killer War Dog, what's up, dude? How you doing this morning? Oh, there was something on that planet. I need to let this thing finish scanning. Dreadnought, I'm trying to remember, was there not Federation power somewhere out there? And or, what is your highest jump range ship? And can you get back to the bubble? Because, I mean, like, for example, I've got a 77 light year Anaconda. I went from Colonia back to the bubble in 2 hours. But I was using neutron jumps and... I mean, I was trying to do it as fast as I could. So, I mean, you could get back to the bubble, or, I mean, if you really, really needed to get back to the bubble quickly, buy yourself a Sidewinder while you're out there, get yourself killed, and then suicide Sidewinder back to the starter system, and then log in, ship a ship that's already in the bubble over to you, and then fly around in that for a bit. And then take something else back out to Colonia later on, but that would be the quickest way of getting back. No, not in Colonia. Okay. I couldn't remember. Again, I don't do Colonia stuff much. Imperial ranking Taigeta. Skymaster, is that still active? Because I thought Taigeta was only the big one because it had recovery stuff there from an attack station. Because the attack station is not active, that is not active anymore either. Has something changed recently? I thought Imperial Rank was like the Naguni system. I can't remember the exact spelling. What did I use for Neutron Map? Yeah, I have a voice attack plugin that linked itself into the API of the Spanch route plotter, but the extra stuff that I did with it was because voice attack knew where I was at. When it detected that I entered the system that I was going to, it automatically put the next system into the Windows
System
clipboard.
scan complete.
So I only had to open up the Galaxy map and say paste, and it made the system jump super, super quick. I didn't have to keep taking my headset off to copy and paste the next system. So it was super, super fast. However, it still has issues with crashing. And that's the reason why I have not made it public yet. The developer of that plugin has made it open source, so I'm trying to see if there's a way that we can figure out how to get it to run multiple instances without it crashing voice attack fully. Set anomaly. Set anomaly only. There we go. Skymaster, yeah, that's the one I was thinking of. Manali and Nagalan. Again, I'm probably completely butchering their names, but that's always been the place that I've been aware of that has been the go-to for Imperial rank. Just data delivery. Just make sure you're running a ship that can land at an outpost. And data delivery. Taigeta is out in the Pleiades, and as far as I'm aware, that was only an Imperial rank when the station was damaged and you were running passengers. I don't think that one's active now, though. Again, unless something's changed, but I'm unaware of anything changing with that. So that's why it kind of threw me off when you said Taigeta. Because Taigeta is... right... where is it? Yeah, Taigeta's right there. And right now, as far as I'm aware, they don't even have a repairing starport there, so I don't know what. You might have to get confirmation on if you're getting Imperial rank there or not. So, Zim Phoenix, it's not medium ships are better. It's more medium and small ships can land on outposts and large ships cannot. So, usually when we recommend something like that, it's mainly just don't fly anything bigger. I personally recommend... Pause music. Sorry, we have aliens first. Pause music. Thank you. So, first high prediction for the day. Let's see what the Thargoids want. How many do we have? We have 1. Hello.
Energy surge detected.
What do you want? Killer War Dog, using the things for services only show what your ship has gathered ever since the tick over point. So, for example, if you go to a system and you get the trade data for that system, you will also get whether or not that system has a material trader or something like that. The problem with that is that in 24 hours, when the tick over happens, you don't know if a state change has changed and maybe that material trader's gone. So that's why you only really get the ones where you've been active recently. Does that kind of make sense? It is kind of a bit of an annoyance. I'm trying to remember exactly what it was, but there was a series of things where I'm trying.
Sorry, I can only search by topic for movies.
Siri's hearing me say things, which I don't want. I want to say it was something like tech systems had one thing, industrial had another, and yeah, something like that. But I can't remember exactly off the top of my head what it was, but it was something that someone noticed that certain economies tended to have better chances of having those material traders. Is there a reason why I don't have a countermeasure for the shutdown pulse? Chili, it's not that I don't have it, because I do. It's I'm letting the Thargoid shut me down on purpose. I mean, I could use it, and I could prevent my ship from shutting down. The main reason why I don't like using it is because of that really annoying bug right now where if I use it, the sound doesn't go away. And it gets really, really irritating to sit here and go like... Yeah, that's a little bit irritating. See, even that, you still have it like doing a power-up sound in the background. I don't like doing that, so that's why I tend to not use it. But, whatever. Also, because we just did have a hyperdiction, let's now pull out the data here. So, let's see. I need to find my hyperdiction log. There it is. Can we please... There it goes. Okay. All right. So, let me show you this. Okay. Copy to spreadsheet. Awesome. So we got all that stuff. We had a singular Cyclops there. Awesome. And then the only other data that I need to grab is how far are we from the main star? We are 9,358 light seconds from the main star. Awesome. Cool. So yeah, I've been trying to keep track of all of my hyperdictions. I'm going to, in the future, plot all the hyperdictions out in a 3D program called Blender. I do have an experimental version of Blender that is VR enabled, so it'll allow me to look at the star map and twist it around and look at it in virtual reality and see if there's patterns or something like that. But yeah. Alright, so what I'm going to do now is I'm now going to target where I was going. I'm going to find out where I was coming from. And look at that. They dropped us out right en route. Screenshot. Screenshot. So the other star was directly behind us. Engage. Alright. Continuing on. Yep. Don't, like... For me, doing Imperial and Federation rank, the way that I did it is I got myself an Imperial Courier. It boosts like 700 meters per second. And I just made sure to try to go as fast as possible between all my stations. That's pretty much the way I did it. If you don't have an Imperial Courier, if you don't have that rank, get yourself an Eagle. Find yourself just a maneuverable ship that moves fast in normal space too, and go to town. But again, data delivery wasn't doing any, wasn't carrying any cargo during any of that, so that's the way that I did it. Pause music. Yep, that is another thing too, guys. Be aware. Pick the right reward. Because if, for example, if you've got a reputation plus versus a reputation plus, yeah, sometimes you're not going for what's making you the most money. You want the thing that's giving you the most reputation. So, yeah, make sure you're choosing the correct reward. Chili, you are thinking about power play. That is, yeah, power play. Yeah, there are two ways that you can leave a power. You can be aligned to a power, and depending on what rank you are when you leave that power, there is a cooldown before you can choose another power. Or you can choose another power and transfer your merits over to them, but then you're going to be wanted by your previous power for abandoning them, and then they'll be sending bounty hunters after you for the next few days. Something like that. So there's a couple ways of doing it. But yeah, I mean, that's been something that Power Play's had since the beginning, and I don't think that's changed at all.
System scan complete.
True, Primate. Yeah, there's a lot of this stuff like that too. Yeah. Engineering got a revamp, so engineering is a lot easier to do now. You might remember with materials, you used to carry 1,000 materials and that was it. Now, every material has its own individual counters. So a grade 1 material, you can hold 300 of them, while a grade 5 material, you can hold 100 of them. While, like grade 1, 300, grade 2, 250, grade 3, 200, grade 4, 150, grade 5, 100, right? There are a couple exceptions with that, but every material has its own counter now, as you can see. So you can carry a lot more stuff. There's also material traders. So if you get a bunch of grade 5 materials, you could trade grade 5s for a lot of grade 3s and 2s and such. It's a little bit more difficult going from a lower grade to a higher grade, but yeah. There's 3 different types of material traders. You've got data traders, you've got raw materials, your elements, and then you have manufactured materials. So, again, different ways of doing that. There are what are called tech brokers in the game. Tech brokers are people that, if you go find materials, you can unlock little specific things. So, for example, I unlocked a size 4, 16 slot corrosive cargo bay. So for example, I've got a single size 4 cargo bay on board this ship, so I can carry 16 tons of corrosive cargo. There are human tech brokers and Guardian tech brokers, ones that deal with Guardian technology. Guardian tech brokers, you can get some weapons that are based on Guardian technology, so they're very anti-Xeno style weapons. I've also, for example, I've got some Guardian technology on board my ship right now. I've got a Guardian frameshift drive booster, so that's the reason why my ship has a nice 45 light-year jump range. So that Guardian FSD booster, since it's a size 5, it increases my base jump range 10.5 light-years. So that's how some people are getting their Anacondas to 80 light-year boosters. I've got a couple Guardian shield reinforcement packages on board to make my shield stronger. There's a lot of stuff like that you can do with the ships now too. And then of course, talking about the stellar phenomenon, let me show you this. This is a Lagrange cloud. Ooh, the bright pink one. Night vision? Really see how that highlights stuff. Night vision. Classified camera. Yeah, that crystal is big. Let me bring my ship back to it. A little bit hard to fly this remotely like this. Yeah, it's kind of a big crystal. Kind of rubbing up against it a little bit with my ship. There. It's a big crystal. Classified camera. Lights. And yeah, this is one of these things that you can scan the crystal and get more data on it too. So composition scan. You can set a keybind to open up the thing when it's done, so you can get all the data on it. Crystalline structures are created by huge numbers of primordial microorganisms. Let's exit out of that, please. Working on the 0% paint? No. Paint only wears down in Super Cruise, so it's not as bad of a thing here. So we're going to go further into the Lagrange cloud. This is also one of the best volumetric effects I've ever seen in a game. Ever. Like, this is not exactly done like a particle effect, but it actually has like a 3D-ness to it. I don't know what Frontier did with it, but then yeah, you got these things here. So again, mineral spheres. But that's not the crazy thing. The crazy thing, I think, is over here. I gotta be a little bit careful. I don't want to accidentally kill one. Ah, there we go. Lights. Pause music. So this thing's actually alive. And you can see it's kind of doing this thing where it comes to and from. So you can sit there and scan it.
Power plant capacity exceeded.
So you can get the data on it. So Albion Gordon Mullis confirmed. And it might have additional traits. Like, for example, if you attack it, it retreats. But you got to do the scan after you attack it. So sometimes a lot of these things are to try a thing. Like, for example, there's one of these. You turn your lights on, and it attracts it and comes after you. And you turn your lights on. No new traits found, so yeah, lights aren't affecting this one. Where am I? Show the system online. I'll copy the system name. Paste. Paste. Why is that not working? I swear sometimes. And now it just pasted twice. That's the system I'm in. But yeah, this is the one Lagrange cloud that we found in the Pleiades area. Distance to Merope?
150.2 light years from Merope.
Yeah, it's right at the edge of Thargoid space. Now let's see, I want to say, let's go deep into the cloud. Caplot, if you want a really close one, target Generation Ship 1. Go into that system. That system also has Lagrange clouds. And a Generation Ship. They've added new volumetric effects to both these Lagrange clouds and the rings around planets. So when you go mining, you're going to have a lot more of this kind of effect going on with the rocks. That kind of shadow effect. It's really, really cool in a ring, too. Try to put the star behind that one over there. Make sure I'm not going to run into something. Pause music. Yeah, see, that's so cool. The weird thing is I've had a couple times when I start freaking out when I don't realize that I'm in a shadow of something. And I've had weird... I see that, and I'm like, what's causing that? And I realize that I'm in the shadow of the thing. So it's kind of trippy. Here, I'll show you. For example, this one right here, if I go into its shadow, you just get a weird effect, and you're like, what's causing that? You have to be really careful with that sometimes. And Darth Vader, what's up, dude? How you doing today? Yeah, Grievous Harm. The 3D printer died this morning. The board on it burned out. Let all the magic smoke out. Burned the back of the board pretty bad, and the part that it burned was the power input. So yeah, I'm probably gonna have to get a new board, and hopefully it didn't damage the frame of the printer, but we'll see. Alright, heading back over this way. Where is Struve's Lost Sector again? I'm gonna head over to this one. Darth Vader, that was the one that I just put in chat just a moment ago. The one I was at was around the Pleiades, around Merope. However, if you're in the bubble, that's where Generation Ship 1 is, but it also has a Lagrange cloud there too. And Cult Wolf, dude, thank you very much for the resub. How you doing today? What is this? Something's poking me in the face. I didn't check. I did not check. Okay, we can get fuel at the next start. Good. Achilles Altar. Okay. What is your jump range on the ship right now? Uh-oh. Wait, no. Okay, I thought I had a hyperdiction there for a moment. And the Pave Hawker, dude, thank you very much for the raid. How y'all doing today?
21% fuel.
Alright, good. Now we're gonna get fuel here. 65 light years. Are you, like, right on the fringe of the galaxy right now?
System scan complete.
How are y'all doing this morning? Ah, yeah, you are right on the fringe then. Wow. And Kirkula, thank you very much for the follow. How are you doing this morning? All right. For those just coming in right now, again, we're kind of just going around the Pleiades, still looking for any Thargoid stuff. I'm very carefully watching my stars to see if we're getting any hyperdictions. We already had one today. I'm going back into the area where I've been having a bunch recently, but don't know if the Thargoids will cooperate or not.
System scan complete.
But doing so, I've been struggling to try to get back into a proper sleep pattern. I've actually been awake since 5 p.m. yesterday, and it's almost 8 a.m. now, so I've been awake for a while. My problem is that I have a doctor's appointment today that kept getting delayed due to weather. So it's an appointment that I absolutely have to get to today. So yeah, a little bit annoying with that, but let's see here. See what stuff that we have now. 11 planets. Yeah, I'm stream today might not be super long like my normal streams are. I mean, like, one of my normal streams tends to be 4 hours minimum. I think we've only been live for... Yeah, we've been live for only 3 hours today. I don't know. We might get to 4 hours today, but that's about it. I do need to take a nap, and then my appointment is at 3 p.m. But then I've got to take my roommate back to work around 6. Yeah, it's just trying to get back on the sleep pattern. Is this doctor appointment related to my recent issues? Grievous harm, yeah. Partially. It's to do with the Veterans Administration. stuff with them, and yeah, it's part of that entire process, yes.
System scan
But
complete.
I was supposed to have it last Wednesday, but then most of the state got put under bad, like, severe weather watch, and then when it actually came, we got a whole 2 inches of snow, and it wasn't really that bad, really. So, yeah, it's just kind of, yeah. Alright. But yeah, I mean, the weekend was kind of weird. Had a power outage, had the internet go out on separate days, so I ended up having internet out for 2 days, other than what I had it with my phone. Yeah, it was, and yeah, and then my 3D printer died this morning, so yay, everything's kind of like, all the bad stuff is like piling up at once, so I don't know, it's annoying. Alright, so I've got that planet I need to scan and make sure that there's nothing on the surface. Awesome. Let's get our gas giants first. Alright, lots of moons. How many planets are in the system? 22. Tungsten. I don't know how much of that I have. Zim Phoenix, yeah, it is definitely a little bit of a trip out there, but it is like the go-to place for Federation rank right now. I mean, it's the go-to place for Federation rank all the time, but right now, because of the Federation rank being doubled, it might be even more. So... Yep, definitely get yourself a fuel scoop. Come on, there we go. There's our gas giant. And there's all our moons. I personally have 2 ships that do not have fuel scoops, and they're both my mining ships. Because the way that I do mining is I find a thing nearby where I'm going to sell the stuff, so they never need them. So, those are the only 2 ships that I do not have a fuel scoop on. But again, very highly customized ships for a single purpose. Do have a water world here. Problem now is finding it. Whatever, I'll get the other ones. Next track. There's the water world.
System scan complete.
So yeah, what I'm going to do, we're going to go stop by that water world. We're going to map it because that will be an easy 1,000,000 credits. Water worlds, you map them, they're pretty profitable, so... Even Road to Riches is expanded even more in money since this was introduced, the mapping stuff. Alright, 6 probes. Going too fast now. I think I can do it in 4. Check and see.
Surface scanned by 50%.
Yep, that'll do it.
Surface scan complete.
That'll definitely do it. So yeah, easy 1,000,000 credits from that one planet, or very close to it at least. Come on, Thargoid. No Thargoid. And Sadie, good morning. How are you doing today? Plenty geological. Nothing there.
System scan complete.
That was easy. Alright guys, so sadly this is where this whole thing does kind of suck though. Again, I've been trying to get my sleep pattern reset, so I'm partially having to end the stream because of that. But also, I've got this appointment at 3 p.m. today that I absolutely have to get to, and I need to make sure that I'm like rested before I go to it as well. So, what I'm going to do, guys, let me see who is live here. Send you guys over to go see somebody, but we'll see who it is here in a moment. Direction go raid Psychic. Looks like she is doing a secondary account. Day 2 on the new account. So, but yeah, I'm gonna go try to lie down. Again, guys, like, I'm still struggling to try to get back on a normal sleep schedule. I'm hoping that this kind of napping, doing all my stuff, taking my roommate to work and everything like that, I can try to get back to one, so we'll be back on a regular one tomorrow, hopefully. But again, I've been dealing with just this illness stuff. I've been dealing with just not being able to get enough sleep and all this other stuff going on. So I'm hoping like we can get back to something normal, so I can have like, I can sit and say, I will be live at this point again, and it'll actually be true, rather than me going, I can't stay awake, or I can't sleep, or yeah, because I have been waking up at like 4 in the afternoon and going to sleep at like 8 in the morning. It's been like really, really extremely messed up, but yeah, and I just, usually my midnight area, I'm doing other stuff, so I can't really do the stream around then. So everything is ruined, so I'm just trying to get everything back to normal again. But, yeah, guys, I think with that, that is where I'm going to be ending the stream here today. Helps if I spell raid properly there. But, guys, thank you very much for coming and hanging out with me a little bit this morning. Like I said, I'm going to try to get back on a normal kind of sleep pattern, and we'll try to get just back to normality again. But hopefully this doctor's appointment today will allow me to get stuff figured out, and then I can get more medicine and my sinuses cleared. I mean, it's a lot of other stuff. But if you've never been in my stream before, let me explain how we do raids here. I'm going to go into Psychic Stream and sit there and say, I'm engaging. I need you guys to get all your woos ready and get ready to fill her stream up. So with that, guys, again, thank you all very much for coming and hanging out with me today. Jump into the Discord, watch my Twitter. I'll try to keep things updated on what's happening and when we do the next stream. So with that, yeah, that's going to be it for today, guys. Again, Discord and Twitter, watch that. I'll let you guys know when my next stream is, and we'll go from there. So with that, take care, guys. Later.